Well, good morning. Here in at February 27th, on February 27th, in Meeker, or at Meeker, we are getting a little reprieve. Go ahead and go this way. We're getting a little reprieve from the snow and the nasty weather. Really good question. I like a question. Meeker got, looks like a similar amount of snow that we got. So maybe a little bit less, but it's a lot nicer here. It's all dried out. And Craig, well, it's melting. I'm sorry, not dried. It's melting here. That's nice. And I'm trying to decide which way I want to go. Might be a great opportunity to go check out the old I think we're just. I'm just gonna be a little bit less adventuresome today. We'll go out the backside of Meeker, which I really like. We'll do that right here, and we'll go back to Craig on Highway 13. I haven't filmed that very often, so I think I may have put one video out for the diminishing group of people that watch my videos. But I'm going to continue making them because I like to watch them. I like to, when I'm bored, I like to go back in. If I think, what did I see over here, or what did I see over there? I just find it interesting to have a video chronology of these areas so I can go back and look. I do that with my other channel too. In fact, I did that just yesterday. My other channel being Old Town, turkeys. My other channel, well, some more turkeys. Okay, you probably didn't see those turkeys, but they're out in the field. Big, fat turkeys. Yeah, I'm working on, for those of you that have followed my channel, and there we go. I'm trying to clean my back window off. I'm wasting my time. So for those of you that have followed my channel, I've talked about Old Town. And I've talked about buying brass fittings, not gun stuff, but fittings. And I've also talked about making a steam engine. And so I've been actually doing that. I talked about it last year. I got materials together last year, and I started building it last year. And yesterday was its first run. It was an inaugural run on steam that was created from the steam generator that I also talked about building. So it was nice to be able to get to that point, knowing that I've been awfully busy this last year, I have to watch these dogs. Huh? Anyway, it was nice to be able to actually accomplish that. You know what I mean? Like if you have an idea and you plan, and it's something that's certainly, it's completely up to you to do it, and you're able to do it, to get it done. Go ahead and get around here. That's good. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is the east side of the hogback. That's what you're looking at up over to the right. So we're going this way. Go down here. This is our back road. I think the mountain that we're next to is called Shield Mountain. The one you might have seen it. It's over to our right now. But it's the mountain you see. It's when you're looking south out of Meeker. And Meeker is oriented east-west. The roads is oriented more east-west. It kind of does some turns and things. I hope I don't have my vehicle coming. I could probably cut over and be okay. Maybe it's the right thing to do. Yeah, they got about the same amount of snow that we got, but they're a lot warmer. I mean, this snow is really going away pretty nicely. So, but apparently they're going to get another round of it here in a little bit. Hopefully we'll be home. Hopefully I'll be home. Yeah, working on that steam engine. That'll be my plan today. Or shoveling snow, that's right. I have a lot of snow to shovel today. All the snow you see here, we have the same amount in Craig, pretty much. So this all gets to get shoveled. Now, because I had my car parked out front, I was able to go out my garage. I have a garage door in the front so that I didn't have to do a bunch of shoveling to get to my cars. Had my cars been parked in back, I'd have to shovel my walkway, shovel the car off, clean the junk off the top of the car. Which, by the way, if you don't know that, it's illegal to drive around with a load of snow on top of your car, as it should be. Get out of that. Some happy horses. Oh yeah, this snow is falling apart pretty fast here. Anyway, keep in mind, this is February 27. We are typically more in spring than we are in winter. Well, typically, yes. But this winter, it's funny. We've had some interesting, I don't know, this weather, right? You know me, I don't believe in global warming, but the idea of climate change, which the reason that people want to call it climate change is because obviously the climate changes all the time. So when they want to play their little games and you say, well, we are a climate denier, you don't believe in climate change, that's a really shitty, cheap way for them to not telling you, but use the meaning of climate is always changing, right? So they can use that meaning to call you a climate denier when they actually mean global warming. That's another one of their little tricks they do. But that is a typical, normal trick of the left. I mean, these people, they're evil, rotten bastards. They really are. Or they're stupid, useful idiots. Or they're both. They either know what they're doing is evil, or they don't know what they're doing is evil and don't care to find out because they have been seduced by the cult of the left. Or they're extremely stupid and they just believe whatever the hell you tell them. Oh, by the way, I had my left turn signal going for the last 5 minutes. I would like to fix that. Actually, when this turn signal broke, it was probably, see, I got this car. This car was new in 93. I got it in 95. It was a sheriff's vehicle in Craig. And I got it with 120,000 miles on it. I think that the turn signals quit working, and a couple of years later, one of them quit working. And I got the replacement parts for it and put it in, but it didn't cure the problem. So I must not have done it properly, or I must not have gotten the right part. That's the last time I messed with it, I think. I may have taken it off since. I do recall, oh yeah, I had ignition issues and something else broke on this car. What the hell was it? I did a video of it. Yeah, it was a little metal slide of some kind that broke, and I had to fix it because the car wouldn't start without it. Well, strange repair. It was a strange break, really. Right now we're headed roughly east, maybe a little bit to the north. But we are looking at, well, a bank of clouds that is hiding the southwestern edge of the Flat Tops Wilderness area. And we're going to drop down into White River Valley shortly. We're probably sort of officially in White River Valley, but we're up on a ledge right now, a big gravel ledge. I really think this was a lake at one time in here. I think this was a gigantic lake, and the river just whipped around all through here at some point also, because there's a lot of interesting rocks in here, but they're all sedimentary. Piles and piles of them. And then probably one of my favorite drives in Colorado that I don't do nearly often enough. We're looking up a valley here. The highway that goes up this valley, I can't remember the number of it, but it goes from Meeker up through Buford up to Trappers Lake. It is a beautiful drive. In the fall, it's awesome. I haven't filmed that one in the fall. It's kind of an awkward spot for me to get to, but I can get to it in a lot of really interesting ways from Craig. Most of them, all of those dirt roads, all of them are dirt roads except, except this road. And I think we're I think that's the water department for Meeker, that little funky building over to our left. And we're getting ready to pass over the White River, which is a beautiful little river. It's one of those crystal clear rivers. The Yampa River's muddy. It's got a lot of silt in it. It's probably a younger river, or it's more of a cutting river. And Colorado is a pretty muddy river. Also, it's more of a cutting river too. But the White River has apparently done most of its cutting, up here anyway, because it's super clear. It doesn't carry much silt at all. And a really cool old farm here. I love those pins and those old buildings. I mean, those are cool as can be. I'm sure the owners might have a different opinion of them because they have to take care of them. They look a little bit broken down. So this is that road. Okay, Rio Blanco 8. Okay, County Road 8. That goes up to Buford. Our family doctor has retired out of Craig, and he lives up in this neck of the woods, up around Buford. A beautiful place. I'm jealous. This little road I usually take when I'm going to go over Sleepycat, but I'm not going to do that today. I don't think that's a good idea. Although it might actually not be a bad idea. I mean, the road's getting crowded, so there's going to be a bunch of people on the road. If I were to do Sleepycat, I would eliminate about 35 miles of bad road that I know is bad road, but I also have to negotiate Sleepycat, which is probably a worse road, although probably less traffic. Reasonably interesting mess I've got myself into here. I may just do that. I may just go ahead and go up. Here are my calculations about that. It is almost 11 a.m. Well, if I'm going to do it, I guess I'd better do it. That means turning. I think that it makes sense. Because, oh yeah, and I'm also with my left turn. Because there is a good chance that this road has been bladed. That doesn't mean it has been, but there's a good chance that it's been bladed. Typically, it's been taken care of this time of day. They usually take care of it early in the morning. It's not going to have nearly as many people on it. I did see the Moffat County shop had their maintainer out, and their maintainer, that shop, by the way, is probably 1/8 of a mile away from the turnoff that takes us up this way. So this may actually be a pretty good way to go. I don't know. It's a rough call. Yeah, this road has been plowed. Because this snow fell last night. Oh yeah, can't do that. I'm thinking about how I'm going to buy gas tomorrow. Tomorrow's trip is going to be going up through Bags to Interstate 80, and I'll probably take this car again because I'm going to have bad weather, probably bad roads, pretty sure from Craig, reasonably sure from Bags, and I think they're going to be getting better up on I-80. I believe that's what's going to happen from the weather forecast I saw. So we're going to go ahead and, yeah, so I'm not going to worry about gassing up today. I'll just gas up tomorrow in Bags. Yeah. Which will, by the way, save me $1 a gallon driving 40 miles. And I'm in four-wheel drive, and I'm going to keep it in four-wheel drive, so I'm certainly burning my gas today. And I like this car. It's not a very fuel efficient car though, but it's a pretty good winter vehicle, as you could tell. Snowy road, this snow didn't slow it down at all. Now this snow is pretty compactable. It's easy to drive through. And I could still chicken out. Up here I could turn left and go back to Highway 13 and go over 9 Mile. And I could turn right and go over Sleepycat. I think I'll do Sleepycat. We're getting snow, it looks like, on both passes. Although it looks like it might be a little heavier. Maybe that's just fog, but it's probably snow. Looks like it's heavier over to the right than the left, I will admit. However, this is moving from the west, I'm pretty sure. So it should be moving out, or this little patch. We'll find out. And you know, if I find that it's really bad, I'll turn around. If I find it's really, really bad, but it would have to be really bad for me to turn around. Yeah, they've maintained this road. That does not mean that this road has been maintained. Yeah, this road hasn't been maintained. Okay. I don't like that. There must have been good wind through here. There should have been a lot more snow on this road. Yeah, it's not even very wet. And this is a relatively This is a wet snowfall. Yeah, there's been some wind here. That's the second trash can that I've seen knocked over. Or that one was, looks to me like it was pushed over. Oh yeah, and this is drifty looking. Yeah, this is definitely a drift spot. Okay. Okay, so it has not been plowed, so I'm wrong. Wait a second. Wait a second. Maybe it has been plowed. Or maybe the wind is just blowing through here. Okay. I think it's just the wind. So the game that you have to play on a road like this, it's not been plowed, so I'm wrong. It doesn't look that bad. I can at least see people have been through it, so I can see that I'll be able to tell if I hit a really high drift. And pretty much any vehicle that went through a high drift will open it up for me. Unless there's a monster truck up here somewhere. Okay. Looks like a turkey up there, y'all. Yeah, that's a big turkey. He's a big old dude. Now they are kind of newcomers, or they are more popular than they have been, or they're more numerous than they have been. Maybe they're not newcomers up here. Maybe they lived everywhere and were just eaten a lot back when. All right, I'm having to watch my camera. This camera has some shortcomings, and that is it likes to power off. And it bothers me that it's doing that because it is plugged in to a 12-volt power supply, and it has a battery, a fully charged battery. So I'll just kind of keep my eye on it. I really don't want to come up here, forget about that camera, and find I've missed a lot of miles, and I've done that before. That's not unusual. So the game that you play on a road like this is you usually want to drive where someone else is driven, so you're not breaking trail. Although sometimes it's fun to break trail. But if you're in the ruts someone else has driven, most people are in those ruts. And if it's just one set of ruts, you know, you got to watch it. You got to make sure that you have a good view of what's ahead of you, so that you don't end up driving, here's the thing. You can be in the ruts. You can drive pretty fast. Faster than if you were braking trail. So your speed is a little high and you're in the ruts. So spots like this, you want to be careful. Because if I have to veer off the road, and obviously if someone's coming, and typically both of us will have to move. Because typically, yeah, I would move over, keep my wheel in the left tracks, and the person that was coming the other way would go over and keep their wheel in, one of the right tracks. That's what we, typically that's usually how it works. We don't want to get too messed up here. The snow's pretty deep up in here. I'd say we're about 6 inches or more up here. But it's super nice to have someone already someone who's already come along and broken a trail. So far, they'll probably, I don't know if they go all the way into Moffat County or not. They may not. I might have to break a trail in Moffat County. It just, who knows? It's late enough in the day though that, the ranchers out here and the people that wander out here, the snowmobilers and government people and, whoever you might find out here typically, it's late enough that those people are out here. Get my time here, yeah. I've been watching videos of travels in Norway. So I think there are 2 or 3 different people doing it, that they're filming some of the really cool, snowy, icy roads in Norway. Really pretty. I mean, it's really, a lot of it's really steep mountains. It's low altitude for the most part, but it's up in the north, and so it's like this, I would feel at home up there, other than for the huge amount of water that surrounds most everything up there. Kind of tough to see the snow up here. Well, considering I was completely wrong about this, maybe Moffat County has done their thing and got this road cleared out. I mean, the county shop takes care of the county roads. They might occasionally work on state roads, but the state roads are pretty good. I mean, their trucks are running back and forth, knocking the snow off the state roads. I may have miscalculated. However, we're damn near at the top, so I'll put my lights on. There's a real fancy house just right here, right underneath the summit. This is typically a big parking spot for snowmobilers in the winter. Not here, but up ahead. Look at that. Those guys cleared their driveway. That's something. So, oh yeah, this is some deep snow, guys. Really don't want to lose my speed. We're damn near up there. There we go. There's our parking lot there, and the top of the pass. Parking area seems to be available today for anybody that might want to, whatever. Okay, what does this side look like? That's open. That is not plowed. We've got about 4 more miles here in Rio Blanco County, coming down the other side of Yellowjacket, before we get into Moffat County. But I think I misjudged. Well, I think I misjudged the severity of this snowstorm. It's pretty deep up here. I think that they probably, the snowplow guys are somewhere else. But what is weird to me is that as we turned getting up here, we went by that maintainer, and that maintainer had ran at some point. You could tell it had a little bit of snow on its tires, but it wasn't out working. I mean, that maintainer, that's its parking spot. I figure that maintainer probably takes care of this road. Anyway. And even though we are going downhill, that's a helpful thing. I don't want to get going too fast. I want to have control of the car. And in this situation, especially if people are coming up the pass, one of us will both have to move. So, like this at all. You heard my anti-lock brake system working. I must be feathering the brakes. I think the snow is diminishing a little bit. There's a lot of snow up here. And yesterday, this was a muddy road. That's what's underneath here. Maybe even a bit dryish, because we've had 2 weeks where we might have had just like a little tiff of snow a couple days out of those 2 weeks, but not much at all. Well, that's how it works. Yeah, I think probably the biggest danger on this road is meeting somebody going too fast and then having to veer off the road and then end up having to dig out. I'm pretty damn sure I have a snow shovel back there. I've got a pile of stuff back there, which I think includes a snow shovel or a shovel. So certainly snowier up here than I thought it was going to be, but I don't have traffic in front of me. I don't have oncoming traffic throwing stuff in my window. I don't have people passing me or people that I need to pass. It's a much, there's trade-offs. It's certainly heavy snow, but there are worse things than heavy snow. Like, for instance, really icy, wet, slick roads with a lot of people. A lot of people, clogging it up. Now, I'm going to get to that anyway. I mean, if things go well, we'll have to do, but really I'll do about 17 miles of that type of road, and that'll be enough. Believe me, that'll be enough. Oh yeah, we're getting a little bit better here. That's nice to see. Bit of a hill here pulling me down. I'm actually going right at the speed limit. So not doing all that badly. Where I can see, that's really the key here, is if I know I can continue on at a decent rate of speed and I have enough time to slow down and get over in case of an oncoming car. Oh, I had somebody comment about one of my rabbit ears video, which I understand that rabbit ears video. Well, I did a video last year of rabbit ears. It's really snowy. And I get, from time to time, that video will trigger the naysayers and the doom and gloomer people, or the people that want to insult, I guess maybe would be a good way to put it. And so when I put that video out last year, about this time, I got somebody, in fact, I think it was the first comment on my entire channel, saying, "Oh, you're stupid for driving that fast up there. You're just stupid." And okay, fine, that's your opinion. And I treated him basically like he treated me, which I do for people that are just being derogatory for derogatory's sake. I got another one last week from Steve G, like 5530 or something like that. Say it's foolish to drive in those conditions. I mean, well, something along that line. And I'm not driving over rabbit ears for the fun of it so that I can film a video. I don't make any money on this channel. Look how many views my videos get. Very tiny. It's not like I'm making money. It's not like it's because I'm working. I am working to make money to pay bills, to buy food, to pay for housing, to whatever, all the things that people need, I need. And so I have to do what I have to do. Now, maybe Steve G5543 doesn't have to do that. And so fine for him. And, the other naysayers, maybe they don't have to do that. Maybe they have the luxury to just sit around and go, well, that's stupid. I mean, I do that from time to time, too. I'll look at what other people do. Well, that's pretty dumb. But sometimes you have to do what you do. And there are jobs in this world that are dangerous. I worked for a local cell phone company for a very short time, Union Wireless, and actually I used them. They're a great cell phone company, but I didn't like climbing. I didn't like tower climbing. I passed. I went through the tower climbing test, and I did all the tests. I climbed up the tower and did what I was supposed to do. I rescued the dummy. Whatever it was, I passed. I could do it. I just chose not to. I didn't like it. I did not feel any bit good about doing that. I used to not have an issue with heights. So I don't know where it came from. But I've got an issue with heights now. Now, if this person went up through Moffat County, that will be great. If that person didn't go up through Moffat County, I may have to brake the trailer if someone didn't, because the road's going to turn here in about a quarter of a mile. We're going to make a left turn. We're heading sort of westerly, heading sort of easterly, and we'll turn left and head northerly. But we're down here on what river is this? Not the White River. Creek is this? I thought I had this creek, the name of this creek in my mind this morning, but it's gone. I'm focusing on driving, and I'm not thinking about that. Milk Creek. I think that they call this creek Milk Creek because it flows through some interesting. Let's go here. Okay. Oh, good. I see. We have somebody has been here before me. Yay. We're getting ready to get into Moffat County. I think just right around the corner up here. We are going to be in Moffat County. The snow is still pretty damn deep here. So my assumption that so far that these roads were going to be bladed or maintained was entirely wrong. And my fear that these roads were going to be pretty heavily snowed in is correct. But I am in a four-wheel drive that is capable. Although it's an old vehicle, it's a capable vehicle. The road conditions are not terrible. There's a trade-off. Like I said, I could be on Highway 13, which is the normal route, and having to put up with a lot more traffic, which in my mind is quite a bit more dangerous than this. I think the only real dangerous thing out here would be if the weather got extremely bad. It looks to me like somebody might have bladed. Maybe Moffat County bladed it. Wow, I think Moffat County bladed the road. Probably the biggest danger I have is getting stranded out here. But I'm in a vehicle with a lot of gas, unless the vehicle breaks down and doesn't run. I've got a lot of warm clothes. Not only that, there are ranches everywhere, so somebody would come along, and I have a cell phone. Whether I have cell service or not, I do not know. But Check it out. Moffat County did their thing. They must have done this last night or done it earlier today. So I'm half right. I'm glad to see. But it looks like some of it's blown in. So I think they probably did it relatively early this morning. Yeah. Yeah, they've had to, this has to be maintained. Has to be. You're a dog? Oh yeah, there's a sheepdog chasing me. I thought I heard a dog. The Great Pyrenees. Now, that's a danger. Having a Great Pyrenees out here. You don't want to be out here unarmed with the Great Pyrenees guarding sheep. They're friendly looking dogs, unless they are after your ass wanting to kill you because they think you're trying to get their sheep. And man, that's how they are. But I do understand why the ranchers have them. It annoys me that they have them, but I think they're reacting to the reintroduction of wolves in this area. And they're saying, you know, if you're gonna put wolves in here, I gotta slow down here. There we go. Yeah, this is a slow spot. I kind of had to get on it. Not a good place to spin out right by a cattle guard where you don't have good clearance left and right. But I do need to get on it. I'm used to driving the tracker in conditions like this, and I'm comfortable driving that tracker faster than I am driving this vehicle because it does have analog brakes, but they work extremely well. And again, I talk about the tires all the time. They're such nice tires. I think they're great. I mean, they have saved me. They have. It is kind of rare nowadays to find something that actually lives up to the hype. But those Firestone Destination XTs live up to the hype. It's not hype, it's truth. They are far and above the best snow tires I've ever had. Now I'm running Big O tires on this car and they last really well, but they're not really good. They're decent snow tires, but they're not really grabby like those Destinations are. They last longer. They're made out of a harder type of rubber. And so I understand that. But I do get lulled into that false sense of security. I need to watch that. That's definitely an issue today. There is one advantage of this road. I just realized that this is running extremely smooth. This road without this snow cover on it would be really rough. But this road is almost as smooth as a brand new freshly laid asphalt road. That's how nice and smooth this road is, where it's covered up with the snow. Yeah, we got a lot of wind going on here too. Now that's what they forecasted. Forecasted a lot of wind coming up around noon, a lot of blowing snow. So yeah, I'm still okay with my decision to go this way. And really, I mean, the reality of the situation is that even though they have plowed this road, it's actually probably because it's been compacted somewhat. It is a little bit more slippery than the heavy snow that we were going through. Now, that heavy snow is throwing me around a little bit, kind of nosing me around, really. It wasn't that bad. Good. Okay, watching the camera. Hold on. Anyway, I think we got about 4 or 5, maybe 6 miles. To go. I don't have maps up anywhere, so I'm really not, I don't really need them, or I'd rather be focusing on the what's going on out through the windshield rather than looking at a computer screen on a day like today. Look at all those washboards. See all that stripy stuff on the road? Yeah. So the snow's filling a lot of that up. This would be really bumpy without that snow. We may actually get into some muddy, nasty, yucky road up here. I don't think so, though. I think it's going to be like this pretty much the rest of the way. Because we have, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the lowest point in this road. We were down at the creek level. Anyway. It's a big old tank. Looks like that's been sitting there all night anyway. You may have saw the house over on the right. Pretty house, big windows, you know, a mountain house. How's that look? People that live there, they have a flooring store in Craig. They're from California. Nice people. I've done a little business with them. Not much, considering that I used to do quite a bit more construction than I do now. But I'll do occasional construction now. I mean, I do, you know, people that know me, or they know people that I've done work for, they'll get a hold of me to do other jobs for them because they know I'll do a good job. And that I'm typically reasonable. I say typically reasonable because I bid 2 jobs at the local college, CNCC. And I've done quite a bit of work for the college in the past. And I always enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So I bid a job for a lady who wanted some display cases, small ones. And she had a pretty good budget to work with, you know. But I went ahead and just quoted them like I would quote them. I did warn her, though, that the prices were going to be pretty bad because the materials are really high right now. And so I warned her. And I went ahead and quoted them the way she wanted them. And I got a no from her. She didn't actually come out and say no. I really wish people would do that. I do that. If I don't like something, if someone quotes me, I'll say, man, thanks for quoting me. That's too high. I can't do it. But a lot of people don't want to do that. I guess they're scared to offend me. So I actually think it's intentional. I think that the leftists don't want to share any of their material with anyone else. I think that's really what's going on. I think the leftists, the people that are pushing this bullshit, the globalists, want everything for themselves, and they don't want anyone else to use anything, including fuel and including materials. And so I think that that's part of it, part of this, you know, ridiculously high prices. Of course, Joe Biden, when he stole the office and was installed by the shady deep state or whoever did it, the Democrats, the Uniparty, worthless fuckers. Now, they're probably worth quite a bit of money. I'm sure that they got a lot of money from us. When they installed him, he made a point to tell one of his supporters, and I can't understand someone supporting him, but there are idiots out there that do. I say that knowing I know people that are incredibly smart that believe Biden is better than Trump. I understand that intelligence and belief, there's no connection between intelligence and belief. I swear there's none. Don't think that there is, because some of the most intelligent people I know are for Biden, and some of the most intelligent people I know are for Trump. I am personally for Trump, but I do get along with a lot of the people that are for Biden. But it depends on how I guess on how militaristic they are about Biden. You know, and they probably feel the same way about me. If they're somewhat fair-minded, we probably have similarities. I was going to clean my window off, but I don't like the look of this. I'm just going to keep on going. Anyway, I can't help what these criminals have done to our economy. It wasn't me that did it. So when I get a job, I'm not trying to screw anybody, but that was a reception I feel like I got at the college this time around. I hope they understand that I am bidding them a fair price for what they're wanting, you know. But I have to be able to make a profit on what I do. That's why I work. They go to work and they get a paycheck for the things that they do. And although my prices certainly aren't cheap, more than likely those people make more or a similar amount per month than the bids that I put out. They weren't huge bids. So, I don't know. Here's what it is. Behind me are like 4 or 5 cars. It looks like there's I think it was a U-Haul truck, box truck. It looks like I am, yeah, he's back there. We're doing pretty good, really. I'm doing 60 right now, but the road isn't bad. It's a lot better this side's better than the other side. You know, we have a little bit of blacktop showing. No, I've got a semi-truck and like I said, looks like a U-Haul truck. Just could be a box truck. Not that bad, I'm glad to see that. They're not pushing me, but they're getting along pretty good. You know, they're not going stupidly slow like a lot of people do go on this road when the conditions are iffy. So anyway, you know, while you probably, if you've watched my channel, you know I haven't worked for a couple of months. The company that I'm working for is having serious issues, and I've been getting hours cut, and they finally ended up just laying people off for a couple of months now. It's been almost 2 months since I've actually done any work for them. But I stay busy, and like I say, I've got my own little business. Of course, when I'm not getting any bids, that doesn't really help too much. But that's how it works, right? You know, ebb and flow. Sometimes money's coming in, sometimes it's going out. In the end of the day, it works. I do okay, and I thank God for that, because I'm no businessman. I'm not any kind of, and I don't care to be. I am certainly not Elon Musk. probably the only things that I have in common with Elon Musk, someone like Elon Musk, is that I'm curious about technological things. I'm kind of up to speed on that. And I think that our country needs to be free and not become a communist country. And I believe in God, but couldn't tell you what God is. I'm certainly not well versed enough to have the confidence to say, oh yeah, God is, all the things that a preacher might tell you, I couldn't tell you because I don't know. And when I talk about things like that, I try to first I state, I believe that this is this way. Usually I'll give a reason, and then I'll end by saying, but that's my belief. I have no proof. And I do think that's how the world works sometimes. I think that there are times where all you have is belief. You don't have the truth. I think that was intended. So, anyway. I could probably go to two-wheel drive right now.